Today from the ABNM office staff team, we have Monica Fry, Patrick Murphy, and Maria Watts. We also have Gabby Green, Program Manager from ITS. ITS hosts the platform we use for the in-training exam. Gabby will show us the Proctor login and demonstrate what to do as a Proctor. And then she will show the examinee login and what to do as an examinee to begin the exam. Gabby, if you'd like to begin.
Great. Thanks so much, Maria. Okay, so let's begin as a proctor. So first off, you're going to go to the Program Workshop site, and you'll see there's different components on it. So this will be where you're going to log in. Here's a little bit more information, exam day support. And then up here, you're going to see there's check readiness, download secure browser, FAQs, and support. So before the examinee test, you want to make sure that there's nothing blocking our systems from working. So you're going to click check readiness and run the systems check. So you can type first, last, or you could type your name and then run check. And you'll want to do this on every computer that will be used during the admin. So this will take a minute, hopefully a lot less. And it's important to run the systems check just to make sure that the examinee won't have any issues on the actual day of, and that they can use that computer and everything will be fine. So that's important to do in advance of testing.
Do you know, Gabby, how many pass? Like I keep seeing this says pass 6, 7, 8. How many passes? Oh, maybe 8 was the lucky number.
Yes, I think we are, to answer your question, I think that was it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so this is just a little bit more information about it, but everything looks good. This device meets all requirements, so good to go. So let's return to the main site. Okay, when the examinee tests, they need to download the secure browser. So they'll be clicking this, and then you can see all platforms, Windows or Mac, and they'll want to click download and download the secure browser, and that will take them in to start the exam. For training purposes today, I'm not going to be showing this in the secure browser because I cannot show this and demonstrate it while I'm there. So, okay, let's log in as a proctor now. So you're going to log in here. All right. So first things you're going to see are the help component. You're going to see proctor guide. You can click here, download a quick start guide, troubleshooting tips, just a little bit more information, common things that can happen. And then support, this is important. This will be phone numbers to chat. This will be where to hit the support key, emails, contact info, and the support blog. And we recommend prior to the admin, you subscribe to the blog for regular updates. And if there were any concern during the admin, it would be posted on that blog. There's 2 more components up here. There's Proctor component and there's a roster. So the roster, I just loaded a couple candidates up here. You'll see the dates that they're testing right here. The last name, first name, the test that they'll be taking, trainee ID, and then registration status. So that's important to check. If you want to make sure, prior to the admin, you want to make sure that the trainees' names are spelled correctly in the first name and last name, and you want to make sure that their trainee ID is correct. If the trainee says, I don't remember my trainee ID, this is where you would go to look for that. So you'd log in, check your roster, and then be able to see it right here. Testing today, if a trainee starts testing today, then they'll show up on this tab. Okay, so now let's proctor an exam. So we're just going to name this. It's going to be named whatever you'd like it to be named. So this is called creating a session. Now, it's important to know that a session is only active for 1 day. It takes maybe 5 seconds to create, but you need to set it up that morning that the training is testing. You can't set it up the day before. So if you look up here, the important information is the session number. So I'm just going to copy this. And now let's show what it looks like to log in as an examinee. So when you log in as an examinee, you're going to download the secure browser that we saw before, and it's going to take you to this screen. The proctor will then give the examinee the session number to use for that day. They'll click submit, and then candidate login. So trainee ID, let me just put the one I have. Okay, can enter that. And again, if a trainee forgets their trainee ID, that would be on the roster. And also the last name is it's case sensitive, and it's exactly how it is on the roster as well. So that's important to know. So this is what the trainee or examinee would see. And this is what the proctor is going to see during that time. So the proctor is going to see, oh, okay, this examinee wants to start the exam. I'm either going to approve or deny. If there was like 10 examinees here, you could approve all, but we usually suggest approving one by one. So you would click approve, and then they'll pop down here for the waiting for approval to the approve section. You'll see their training ID, and this is going to load in a second. You'll be able to see where they are in the exam once they start. Back to the examinee. So you're going to see, this is what they're going to see. So you're logged in as, this was the name of my examinee, and this is the test, and then they'll click start test. So that's kind of how it's going to look, both sides, the proctor and the examinee.
Okay, Gabby, thank you. I think that it's important to note that institutions can create multiple session numbers. So if they are administering the exam over a 2-day period due to the examinee's schedules, they will have to create a session number for each day that they are administering the exam. I know you said that the session number is only good for 24 hours, but each day they're administering the exam, they should create a new session number.
Correct. So if I go back to the proctor component here, you'll see this is the session I created today. Mm-hmm. Again, multiple could be created if needed, but you could have as many candidates as many examinees as you'd like join this session, as long as they have entered this session number on that day.
Okay, and for one day, you could create 2 sessions, maybe an AM and a PM if needed as well, correct?
Absolutely. So a couple more things to note for the actual exam that I just want to call out. So during the actual exam, there is pause functionality. So at any time, if an examinee wants to pause the exam, the timer will continue, but they can hit pause, and that will cause the exam to pause.
Okay.
And then if a candidate goes past the time limit, which I believe is 3.5 hours, the exam will complete and go to the final screen. So it's not going to log them out of the browser. It's just going to go to the final screen, which just says, congratulations, you completed your exam. And then the examinee would have to close the browser at that point.
Okay. Good. And it's important to also note that ADA accommodations are available. So if someone does need extra time, please contact the ABNM for that.
This is the first screen the examinee would see when they log in. Non-disclosure statement, I'm going to agree. This page just shows you some of the key features. So it's important to know, highlight, strikeout, pause, which is functionality we discussed before, review, mark, unmark, calculator, comment, all of that is available throughout the exam. And this is a new functionality that was added that will help with viewing images. So there's 3 important things to note here. There's the invert, contrast, and zoom. So for for all the images, you're going to be seeing, let's start with invert. So if you click on this, you can invert it. And then if you click reset, it just goes back to the standard that it started at. Contrast, again, this, and then if you click reset, back to normal. And then zoom, This is really kind of interesting. So you can zoom in, zoom out. So you can keep zooming in. Okay, I want to see a certain part of this image, let's say, or reset. You can rotate left if you want to see it in a different position, or rotate right. And once you close that, it will go back to how it started. So that's kind of how you can view the images, and that will be available in every image throughout the exam. So now that you have answered every question within the exam, you will come to this review page on which you can see on my screen. It will let you know at the top here if there was any that you were missing or did not review or marked that you wanted to check again. So once that's done, then you click End. You've elected to end the test, you've elected to end the content, and then it will take you directly into the survey. So you do want to complete the survey, and then that will complete your exam. So it's just a brief survey questions. You can just go through here. Okay. Fill out anything here. Okay. And then you can fill out anything there if you'd like to type any message, and click Next. And then thank you for taking the ABNM exam, and then click End Exam. And once you click that, that will submit your exam.